and welcome to K-Stop Fuse's K-Pop Podcast. As always, this is Jeff Benjamin, joined with me by the bagel girl to my flower boy, Tina Zhu.
Hey, what's up? Welcome back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to K-Stop. Thanks as always for tuning in. We always have so much fun with you guys, and we just celebrated our 10th episode last week. So thanks everyone for joining us.
Here's to another 10.
Yeah. And we're going to always, as we do every week, kick it off with listener comments. We're going to there's so much to go through actually this episode.
Yeah, we have a packed lineup.
Yeah, some stuff outline that very last minute is being thrown in. So we're very excited for this episode. So much to get into. But we wanted to first get into some listener comments because, as always, you guys give us amazing comments, amazing feedback, and you are as much of this show as we are. So let's get right into it. As you guys know, you can interact with K-Stop in so many different ways, from mentioning us on Twitter. My handle is @Jeff__Benjamin.
And I'm at Hey_Tina with 3 A's.
Yes, please pay attention to those accounts. And you can use the K-Stop hashtag. You can leave comments on fuse.tv, leave comments on iTunes. Everything works. So thank you guys so much. So real quickly, we have a comment about last week's episode, first coming from DJ Pilo, I believe is how it is.
I've actually never said it out loud, so I only see it on Twitter. So I apologize, Peter, if that was incorrect.
So many of these, I know. It's just we know you guys. We see you every week. We always love to respond to you guys, but sometimes when you just say it out loud, it just takes a moment for me to actually know how to say it. But we talked about JYP, who JY Park from last week, who released a song with Conan O'Brien, which was crazy last week. And then, but he wanted us to mention that Still Alive, this song that he did, was actually JYP featuring JYP, which makes sense because if you guys saw that video, it was like him and all his former iterations of himself and looks of himself.
It's very clever and silly.
Yeah, very throwback, self-referential. But he also wanted to know which one of you has a better JYP whisper.
Oh,
and
Lord.
If you're a K-pop fan, you know exactly what we're referring to because this is one of the iconic staples of any K-pop song.
It's like equivalent if you're a DJ Khaled fan. Yes. He goes, DJ Khaled.
Yes, exactly. I'm trying to think, or a Dark Child sort of thing, or something like that.
Or Jason Derulo, even.
Jason Derulo. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I've never actually done the JYP whisper.
Oh, interesting.
I would say Jeff is probably better at it.
Well,
should we try it?
Let's try it.
Okay. Oh, God, now I'm nervous.
I'm kind of nervous, too. But I'm literally singing a JYP song.
Oh, God. Okay. JYP. I don't know if that's
That was actually pretty good until you laughed at the end, Tina.
Sorry, though. Yeah, I killed it.
Somewhat sensual.
I killed it. All right, your turn.
JYP.
Oh, shit. That was aggressive.
Was it too aggressive?
I feel like mine was a little too soft. If we met in the middle.
Yeah, right.
Right?
JYP. And the Wonder Girls.
Oh,
we're back.
We're back. Yeah, we just keep going. Yeah. I was telling Peter on Twitter how we should have featured him because I feel like he's a big fan of the JYP Whisper. I've seen him tweet about it a couple times. So, yeah, we missed the boat on that. But thank you for the comment.
Yes.
And I apologize if we messed that up.
Yeah, I let us know which one you guys like more. I was really thinking I was going to come out better. I was singing it to myself. Oh well.
Well, we can't beat the original JYP
so
whisper.
maybe it's a sign.
So that was our best attempt.
Yes. So thank you so much for the comment, Peter, as always, and thank you for listening. We also want to give a shout out to Kevin Leonard at IceCat3 on Twitter, who mentioned me actually using the K-Stop hashtag and said, also need to mention that after 3 years, Eric Nam stepped aside last week as main MC of After School Club, which is well, first and foremost, Eric Nam is a K-pop star who's been around for a moment. He speaks perfect English. He's very internationally recognized and beloved, I would say.
Where is he from again?
I am not totally. I wanted to say he's from America, but I'm honestly not sure.
Right.
But I think maybe he's from LA.
I was gonna say, if anything, he's probably from California.
Perhaps.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Don't quote
us on that.
a Korean American singer. Yeah. He's actually from Atlanta.
Oh, there are a lot of Koreans in Atlanta. That makes sense.
Yeah, so there you go. He went to Boston College. I forgot about this.
Okay.
Yeah, but he got known from like a lot of YouTube covers, and went on to be on a singing competition in Korea, and then now is a full-fledged K. He had this really good song with Hoya of Infinite. I'm a fan of Eric, and he hosts the show After School Club, which is a very internationally focused K-pop like variety show where lots of artists go on, and there's a lot of English. Eric speaks English. Jimin Park of 15 Ann, who speaks great English,
right. And she was actually also featured in the JYP Conan song, not in the video. She was on the track.
Oh, that makes sense.
She was absent from the video.
Oh, okay. I was wondering why her name was there. Okay,
right,
this makes total sense. Well, there you go. Another JYP love.
Another tie-in.
But so he's been on this show for I think this hit international fans pretty hard because they loved him. They loved his how accessible he made a lot of their favorite
Grown
K-pop
used to
stars.
seeing him.
Yeah, but I can't say a ton, but I will say, fear not, Eric Nam fans, because I'm hearing very exciting things are happening with him very soon. So on the
he'll be back
front.
before we know it.
Yeah, so maybe we'll have some, but that's a little tea for you. As you know, I love saying tea now. So, but yeah, Eric, shout out to Eric Nam. I very much hear exciting things are coming. So, and he released an EP recently. I believe it was, it's called the Interview EP. So check that out if you would. So thanks as always for the comments and everything else. Yeah. So yeah, but so much exciting. We got comments actually throughout this episode. So stay tuned if we didn't catch you yet. But let's get right into the music because there's so much.
There's a lot to cover.
Lots to cover. Coming all over the place.
Yes.
Who's first on your agenda, Tina?
You know what? Since it just came out, why don't we go into Vixx? Since we haven't talked about Vixx in quite a long time.
Vixx. Yes, the 6-member boy band who was created on a. They were actually one of the first, in this sort of generation of K-pop groups. One of the first groups that kind of went on the reality show. They were part of this Mnet, which is a huge TV station in Korea. They were created on this television show, and there's 6 of them, and they've been favoring a lot of the dark. They really broke out when they started doing these more darker concepts.
Yeah.
A lot of lots of vampires and cyborgs.
I remember that one in particular. But
they're back with this new single called Dynamite, and this is from their new EP called Zelos. It's the first of 3 EPs in this new sort of trilogy of sorts that they're doing, and it just dropped very recently.
Yeah, we were eagerly anticipating this.
Yeah, because you're a Vixx fan, right?
I like Vixx.
You like Ravi a lot.
I like Ravi. I would say I focus more on Ravi. I really, really liked his solo mixtape, which we mentioned a few episodes earlier. I had kind of high expectations, but I don't know. Vixx, their singles, some of them, they're a little hit or miss for me.
Yeah.
But as a group, I appreciate them. I try to follow them when I can. I will say this video and the single was a little underwhelming for me. I like the track if I were going out and I was already at a party and this came on, I'd groove to it.
Yeah.
But I just felt like it was almost a little too basic for me.
Ooh, see, I am going to I'm gonna agree with you. I thought Vixx has been on such a roll. Eternity, Error, Chained Up, really good at like taking this sort of darker pop hip hop sound, you know, and really making it something of their own.
Right.
And I really, and you know, when I heard the teasers, I heard these like very like poppy, bubblegummy horns, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna hold my judgment.
I'm not gonna freak out just yet.
And it started off so strong, and I was really feeling like the verses and what the guys were bringing, and then that chorus just sort of fell a little too much to me, and I was like, oh, this is not strong enough.
If I heard this, I honestly would not have guessed it was Vixx.
I wouldn't have either. Yeah,
right.
It feels a little off-brand.
Yeah. I don't know how the beginning. Oh well, you said you liked the beginning, right?
Oh yeah, I love
the beginning. Like when I say beginning, I mean like very beginning where Ravi was saying that like awkward English intro. Okay. I'm sorry. It just sounded creepy to me. And I say this in the most loving manner because I love Ravi.
Yes.
But like, it just like, I was kind of turned off from the get-go because that was just really unexpected. And I think like the video was not doing it for me either. It was a little too like DDR looking, you know, with like beams and things everywhere. It was just like too much.
It felt like Vixx was trying to say, okay, you know, we've done the dark thing for a moment.
Yeah.
We're going to try to incorporate some color, incorporate some lightness to it. It's springtime,
right.
You know, summer's around the corner. And it just kind of became a little awkward in my opinion because, you know, I really thought they did a really good job with that on Chained Up, which was from last year. And, you know, there was a lot of whites and a lot of brighter tones there, but it was still kept like that, you know, a little edgier vibe to it.
Right.
This was just like almost too, I totally get what they were doing with like, you know, the brighter colors, but it was almost like, it's not like they were acting brighter or it's just like the sound and the visuals were a little brighter, but it just didn't kind of all come together.
It didn't. It was, I think they really tried aesthetically to play the part, but it looked just a little mismatched and sloppy to me. Like it just felt disconnected.
Disconnected is a very good word.
And I don't know if you watched their comeback stage.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet.
I mean, it was very similar to the video. It was like, it was well executed, but I just think the overall concept just did not come together for me. And I'm sure like a lot of people who are into like a brighter sound for Vixx maybe wanted something like this.
Yeah.
And I'm sure are on board. And like the YouTube comments for the video seem overwhelmingly positive. I think people like just the punchy kind of poppy sound. Yeah. Maybe it'll grow on me. I mean, the song, I will say the song is fine. I think it's catchy. And like I said, if it came on shuffle, I would jam to it. I don't know if I would watch the performances.
Yeah. I thought their styling was really good though.
Yeah.
Like, I think Ken looks amazing. He has blonde. He's the one like with the blonde hair and really stood out. Like to me.
I wish Ravi kept the blonde hair, but can they only have one member with the platinum look?
Apparently,
I'm not feeling Ravi's look, so it's a little
yeah, and I mean, you know, not even to say that Vixx can't do lighter. They had this really good song. In my opinion, this song is such a jam. The GR8U, Great You.
Oh my god, I love that song. See, that is like poppy Vixx perfection.
Yes, I
like
love
that is
song.
the route that they should do more of if they want to go just full on pop, right?
Yeah. And I don't know. I don't know what didn't totally come together here, but I think you know, like we were saying before, you know, this EP it's a 3-song EP and it's a trilogy, so they're gonna, you know, ideally be coming back within all this year with like 2 more releases, kind of in this same vein, world, something or other. So I'm kind of curious at least what's coming next. Like if this was the, you know, first course, I think it can only get better from here.
Oh yeah,
and not to say that it was total, you know, this is not a failure by any stretch, but maybe a little confused with what they're going with initially. So,
but I mean, like you said, it's like comforting to know that this is just one of the 3 promotional plans or what have you. So, I'm excited to see what they have in store after this.
Yeah. So Vixx, there you go. Let us know what you guys think of it, of course. And you can see Vixx, you can see Dynamite, you can see all the stuff we're talking about. We have a YouTube playlist on Fuse.tv that you can watch everything that we talk about.
So it'll be up there soon.
Yeah. Who's next on the list?
Well, let's go with someone that is a little bit more under the radar. They're actually on my team for our charts battle.
Our April comeback chart battle.
Which we'll get into later. But let's talk about Up10tion.
Yes, Up10tion.
The 10-member.
The new 10-member boy band on the scene. Up10, number 10. Tion. These guys are under Top Media, which is home to Teen Top and 100%. And they, new group, really new, really quite fresh on the scene. I think they only debuted late last year, but they have this new single, Attention. And
seriously, Up10tion, Attention. What a tongue twister.
I didn't even put that together. Man. Wow. Well, they're really staying on brand with this. And I gotta say, this is a group, we were talking, we knew they were coming back, so we of course had them on, the comeback schedule list. But I had never paid so much attention to them just because they're quite new and everything. And I gotta say, this music video in particular really impressed me.
Same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I love it when we're both unexpectedly surprised.
Yeah. We're both agreeing, 2 for 2 today so far. Yes. What did you like? Did you like the song itself a lot, or is it more put together as a package? It worked for you.
I think it was probably more about the package. They're not. They weren't really reinventing the wheel musically here. It was a great hip hop track with some brass in it. Sure. Clearly, K-pop is never going to get. Apparently, they just are not going to let go of this saxophone thing.
At all.
If you remember the history song from last week, saxes are still just as hot as ever in K-pop,
and we're still loving it and buying into it. Still music to my ears. So.
Yeah, but I gotta say, it really came together with me with the video because, oh my gosh, there were so many cool things.
Right, a lot was happening, but I think it really, like you said, it really came together, and they. For a group with 10 people, they managed to keep it so clean. So clean. And so slick. Yeah, usually, I feel like for me, the more members there are, the less likely I am to care because there's just
really?
There's too much happening. And I just don't have time for so many people. But no, I think they really, really show their choreography well. Yeah. And they managed to keep it pretty engaging, but not having too much happen. I like that they kept it pretty clean with the colors. They had an all white look. They had all black look, I think, and then they had what was their third look? I feel like they had 3.
There were some
maybe one I'm thinking when they're on the roof. They open up dancing on the roof and they had the darker look, and then they were in the parking lot warehouse thing with the all white. And then they moved on to the crazier upbeat dance around cars or whatever, I think. And I think maybe they changed wardrobe for that. But and I think it was a good balance of kind of being serving face and being a little kind of cute and pretty, but then
they're
also
so young.
They're so young. Yeah,
I was looking at that. I was like, wow, I've never literally thought to myself, this is a very young group.
Right. Yeah. And the oldest is 20. I think there are 2 or 3 members who are 20. A good portion of them are 19. So yeah, they're very, very new.
But really, in my opinion, very promising. I want to call out some certain moments in them. Do you remember? Okay, for those who want to check it out, I literally was making notes. I was like, this is so great.
Right.
At the 35-second mark, and they actually bring this move a couple times, but they all start kick they'll be in these 2 rows, and one member will kick above the member in front of him, and then he'll duck down, and the member in back of him will kick over him. I'm like,
I know exactly what you're talking about. I feel like there's a term for that in in dance or in choreography.
Like a waterfall,
right?
effect.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But I think people know what we're referring to.
Yeah.
I think that whole first minute was really, really impressive. And if you remember, I don't know if this is on your list, but right after that, there was a moment between two members. I know
where this is going.
Between two members where everyone freaked the hell out. They're like, what the hell just happened? It was between I think the oldest member with the brown hair, the dark hair, the one who I think is really, really good looking at, honestly. His name's Jinghu, and the blonde platinum member, like it starts with a W. The name is slipping my mind because there are 10 members, so it's hard to keep track.
So Tina's done really good by remembering one of them. Yeah.
They shared a moment where there was a little bit of tension. Oh my
gosh. No, it was it was actually at the 47-second mark because I of course had to name them all. And was it Wushin, by the way, was his name?
I think that was it.
Don't hate us if we're wrong. We're really trying here, guys. Yes, we there was this like little sort of finger walk on one of their legs,
just between the two of them. The camera zoomed in.
Yeah, and it was a little like going in between, getting quite close, intimate, I would say, with the finger walking, and I was like, hey, and I saw this. I actually saw a couple, international fans kind of mentioning this is a little, oh my gosh, I don't want to.
I mean, people. That ship is going strong now, clearly, for the people who like to ship members of groups together.
It's true. I don't think it was a declaration of anything, that they're, but of course, it was, in my opinion, it's quite cool to see that.
Yeah.
Guys feeling comfortable enough to be, intimate and touch one another.
Right.
And, obviously it's not at all explicit.
Right. No, it's not explicit. Wait, no.
And I was kind of like, this is cool. Like they're very like, and it's a cool move, it's not, that's not that easy to make it look kind of sexy and kind of fun, and playful in that way. So I'm like, hey,
it was like a good balance. They weren't like alluding to anything.
And I think the fans, of course,
and even if they did, I mean, that's fine too. So
yes, you know what? Whatever way they're taking it, we're down.
But I know that moment's definitely one of the big takeaways. Like the comments on that video are blowing up, just revolving around that timestamp in particular.
Yeah, so definitely please check out the timestamp at 47 seconds.
Yes,
that's literally where you got to go.
But you got to catch the waterfall move.
Catch the waterfall.
Start
move
at like the
30-second
mark.
Yes. I'll just watch the whole thing. I can't wait to see. I don't think they've put out like an all choreography version of this or an all performance.
There should be a performance version.
They need to. I'm sure it's coming soon. But really dig in that video.
And I checked out a bit of the EP itself, and it sounds pretty strong. The intro, the EP's name is called Spotlight. The intro track is also titled Spotlight, and it's solid, and it goes right into Attention. And I still have to check out the last couple tracks on there, but no, it's very promising. I'm glad I chose them for my.
I know I'm now pissed that
on my monthly battle roster.
Yeah, they're a promising group. I remember when they came out with Dangerous, and I checked it out, and I really digged it. So looking forward to what's next.
Yeah,
good job.
And we love to hear from you, Up10tion fans. Get them more on the radar. For our listeners.
I think they're getting a nice international following, so it should be very interesting what happens with them.
Yeah.
Very cool. And moving on to, we're going to switch
Should we just
gears.
knock out all the boy bands first? We have one more boy band.
I was going to say, we could just change up the flavor really quick.
Fine. Let's change it up. Just
because we've been quite male heavy.
That's true.
We, of course, need to give a shout out to Apink's Eunji, who made her official solo debut with a song called Hopefully Sky. It's from her debut EP called Dream. And this is a little folkier, a little more melody driven, some more, there's some, I believe it's a harmonica.
I hear the harmonica,
Or the actual correct name of the instrument is maybe slipping my mind, but or melodica. I heard melodica in it. I heard harmonica in it. But she's here with her first solo debut. How'd you feel about it?
I thought this was very on brand for her. She I mean, granted, I have not followed Apink's career super closely since I want to say their second EP, which I think was it called Snow something? Snow Pink or Snow. Well, it was the EP that had My on it.
Oh, I love
and
that
I
song.
love that song. I think it's so cute. Like, I normally don't go for like the cutesy girl group songs, but that one I thought was just really catchy, and it wasn't.
I love that
it was
one.
it was just pleasant, and she was so cute, and then her voice is just so strong, and she can hold like a ballad, but also sell, a pop song really well, and she's super cute. And so, yeah, I was always a fan of her. I would say she was my favorite member. And so I expected big things from her. And she didn't do anything that was too surprising for this EP. I expected her to do, a ballad heavy project, and that's what we got.
Right.
But it was a very, like you said, it's more folk pop focused, at least the single. And it was very comforting.
Oh, yeah.
It was a comforting,
totally.
very nostalgic track. She's not talking about a romantic relationship like we probably would have expected, most singles to be about. It's about like her relationship with her dad and looking back on her childhood and comforting her past self.
So nice. Yeah. And I will say, I am probably a bigger fan of Apink. I remember songs like, oh my gosh, it's like totally slipping my mind right now. But they have this really good single at the end of 2014 rather. And I always liked their sound, but I will say they usually don't come with humongous surprises or anything like that. This group has more or less been playing it quite safe and keeping to knowing what they're good at and keeping to that fan base. So, given that she's from Apink and given she's from the same company, I wasn't expecting her to show a completely different side of herself.
Right.
But,
she wasn't going to go like auto-tune and like, dance bridge or something.
Yeah, seriously. I was thinking of the Love song, the LUV song.
Oh,
okay, but yeah, she, so given kind of the context of everything, I was kind of like, okay, I'm feeling this. But the music video was really, really nice. I thought really adorable. She actually goes back to Busan, which is her home area. Gorgeous area, very sea driven. And she's there and she goes back. You see some childhood photos of her and she's recreated them. Good feels overall.
Very nostalgic. It's very it's comforting, and she's very kind of like this dreamy kind of vibe, and she's just it's just a comforting song. I know I used that word like 5 times already, but it really is like
I could see myself being lulled in the shower to
exactly
this,
yeah, like a nice stroll in the park or something, or just chilling, nice Sunday tune.
They're perfect. So I'm feeling it. I'm always here for a harmonica. So one of my favorite if you remember, BAPs had this song with an harmonica, and it was really cute, and I always love that song. So
because it's not like an overpowering instrument. It's a nice addition. I don't know if you listened to the rest of the EP, but I think this single or this track was chosen well as the title track or the single, because the rest of the album was a little one note for me. It was a little too slow and ballady, and that's just not my thing. If it is your thing, it's a great project to listen to. But it was, like you said, just kind of safe and not to be unexpected or harsh, but it was kind of it was what you might expect, from. And, but she's killing the charts with this.
And she co-produced this. It's kind of it was clearly a way for her to express herself artistically. I'm down. If she's happy, I'm happy.
Exactly, and she's doing a really good job. So props to Eunji. And she's looking quite stunning in the music video.
Oh yeah, no, she looks like
It's funny how just in a couple years she looks so different, because she looks so young, in the My video, and she's blossomed into this beauty.
If anyone wanted to date her before, you're gonna definitely want to date her.
Oh my god, I know the girl is so stunning. So
let us know what you guys think of Eunji. Any pink pandas out there? Apink fans, let us know.
Yeah.
And last but not least, we have to mention this one was not expected on our agenda.
Right. It dropped right before we got together to record this.
But BTS, really boy band, like really at the top of their game right now, has a new album or a special album. We're not totally sure what exactly it is, but they have some. Oh, there go the lights again.
The lights just keep turning off on us when we record podcasts.
Where we go, maybe we're like very immobile or something.
Clearly.
All right. Anyway, well, there we go. Anyway, BTS drops this new video out of nowhere. It's called Young Forever Epilogue. It's the music video and a song. And what I'm assuming it is because BTS loves prologues. They love an epilogue on their EPs. And I'm assuming this will be the either intro track or the outro track to their new release that's coming on May 2nd. I am so excited for that, by the way. I cannot wait to see what they bring. But this is I'm assuming this is not the single because, that there was no choreography. It was kind of more. But what'd you think of this one?
This really surprised me just because their bigger hits were all very kind of funky EDM dance based, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's like if y'all, I'm sure everyone has heard Dope and, Run is different from Dope, but it's still more of like an up-tempo song.
Yeah, quite emotional, I would say.
So this one was definitely different for me to listen to, but I really, really, really liked it.
Yeah,
I thought this one was it was definitely content-wise, it was a lot deeper. The lyrics, I think a lot of people, it really stood out for a lot of fans.
Yeah.
They were very quite open and honest in these lyrics, talking about, pursuing their dreams, and they're going through this maze, and even if they fall, they get right back up and keep pursuing what they want to pursue. And, they're still young, but they can't let opportunities slide away. And in the music video, they're going through this kind of gated maze throughout the whole thing. And they focus on like certain members for longer periods, but there are certain scenes of them running toward things and coming together as a group, toward the middle end of the video. So I think overall, like despite it probably not being, an official single, I thought it was executed actually really, really well.
Yeah, and I think, this song is just like classic BTS. They their whole thing, this is again another group who's been doing like a trilogy sort of thing. They've had the most beautiful moment in life EPs. There's part 1 released at the top of last year, part 2 released at the end of last year, and then this will be the Young Forever edition is what the news is, and this will be sort of the end of this sort of focus on youth and adolescence. And this is so them, all the past song. This is something that always really stuck out to me about BTS, was that they were really very adamant in their this belief system and their goals and their dreams, and really talking about things that young people can really relate to in this kind of that no matter where they go, they're going to keep pushing, and when things fall down. It was very inspiring, but also very very like something that would really resonate with this generation.
It is a very emotional track for sure and concept.
I didn't love it as much as like I loved a lot of BTS album tracks in the past. Like their part 2 EP was really, really good in my opinion. I definitely probably one of the best boy band albums for lack of a better word of last year. But I'm really, really excited to see what happens. And this kind of came out, and I was already like feeling some kind of way from the video when it started. Out. I was like, what are they doing to me? I just kind of very much picked up on those sentiments and those, what they're really speaking to. And this sounds like it's going to be the appropriate like end of this era. So very, very curious.
And I appreciate that they went literal with the maze, but without it being corny or too over the top. And I appreciate kind of overall very like more simple, realistic concepes. That's not just like throwing on like a stage look, or and, like, whatever.
Talking about like Cleopatra or something like that.
Right. So no, if this is an indication of what the album's going to be like, I'm super, super stoked.
Yes, me too. So had to give a shout out to BTS.
Shout out to Rat Monster.
Ooh,
yeah, he looked good. He looked good in the video, as always.
He kicks off the song too. I was like, hey, boy. Yeah, there you go. Nice. So yeah, very excited. Had to give him a shout out. Lots of huge international fan base. Oh my gosh. Like, and I'm one of like the, they did really well in America when they released that album and charted on the chart. So I'm so excited to see what happens this time. So yeah. And speaking of the charts, it's our chart section.
Time.
Whereas we continue with our April comeback game, where we have Team Tina and Team Jeff, where we chose 4 artists, or no, we actually chose 5 artists that were all scheduled to come back. Coming very soon. We're going to see how they do on the US iTunes K-pop charts, singles charts, and see, and for every track that one of our artists lands on the top 5 chart, we get a point. So right now, Tina's up 1-0. But
might not last long though.
The charts are loading right now, and just a quick reminder of where we're at. On Team Jeff, I have Teen Blue, Vixx, not Teen Top, I can't read, 17, Monsta X, and Taeyeon of Girls' Generation.
And who I think I have Day 6, Wonder Girls.
Yep.
Up10tion.
Yep. Block B.
Oh, right. Block B.
And Twice.
Twice, right.
Yes. So let's take a look at where it goes. So at number 5, after she got a point with them last week, she gets a point with them this week, is Block B's Toy.
I knew they were a good pick.
We talked about them last. We talked about their Blooming Period EP.
Yes.
And you guys can hear all about that. Still really feeling that. Still feeling those R&B vibes. Are you still listening to the album?
I am. I am.
Still loving it. So, okay. All right. And that makes it 2-0. But we'll see how it goes.
4 more slots, though.
Number 4 is Always by Yoonmi, the single, one of the singles from Descendants of the Sun. That
Going
is,
strong.
those singles are just, and I believe that that drama, the Korean drama, just ended recently. So
we'll see a bit of a surge from those singles.
Yeah, we'll see. And maybe next week they will start tinkering down a little, because if you guys remember, these songs have just been everywhere on these charts. So it's really impressive what this drama's been able to do. I'm hearing rumors of a season 2.
Of course.
We'll see. Number 3, finally, Vixx's Dynamite.
Oh, yeah. Go, Jeff. Good job, Jeff.
Oh, see, you're a great competitor. I'm like, damn it. Tina's killing me.
I only say that because I'm still up, so.
Yeah, I'm really competitive. But just released and doing really well on the charts, so awesome. Number 2, The Seventh Sense by NCT U, which is, of course, SM's new boy band. I'm very excited to see these doing so well.
Yeah.
I saw them charting on like the Spotify viral charts. Like, people are very curious about this song.
This song is very interesting. We talked about it last week, but
and how universal the sound.
Yeah, no, I think it translates well across borders and genres. So
yeah. Awesome. Yeah, so NCTU, still doing well. If you guys are still confused about what NCT is and what the Neoculture Technology Project is, we explained it on episode 10 of K-Stop, so please check that out if you need it. We go all through it. Don't worry.
Yeah, it was a very thorough discussion.
Yeah. And number 1, should really be no surprise. I think they've been like number 1 half these episodes, but it's GOT7 with their new single, Home Run.
Home Run, the one that I shat on last week because I didn't.
wouldn't say you shat on it.
I mean, I'm glad people are liking it. Any win for GOT7, any success, I'm happy about, since I really like that group.
Yes.
Yeah, so good job, GOT7.
Yes, so 2-1 is where the April comeback battle comes from, or comes to now.
Yes.
And we're coming down towards the end of the month, I would say, where there's about a week or 2 left of where we'll. And it's kind of interesting because Monsta X, Taeyeon, and Wonder Girls still no official word.
No word, yeah.
Which maybe I should have thought about when I was picking these teams.
It's hard to predict, though.
It's so hard to predict, but it's so hard, I should say. But we got to give a shout out to at What Will Said, who wanted to mention to us. He said he gave us a little update on some comebacks, and he said with Jessica and Taeyeon, both of Girls' Generation, Jessica, of course, not in the group anymore, and Taeyeon still being there, having comebacks next month. Is she Team Tina or Team Jeff? Interesting thing. And also, what sound should we expect from her? It's going to be so interesting to see how Sones and K-pop audiences welcome her. So I'm very curious, in particular, to see how Jessica does, and if that really is going to be a battle between Taeyeon and Jessica. Like, I was thinking it was going to be an Eunji Taeyeon sort of thing,
right?
And I was like,
which would make more sense because those two can actually sing.
Oh, you don't think Jessica can sing? I think Jessica has a awesome voice and a lovely tone, personally.
The range is not there.
Wow, come and
The range is not there.
Tina.
So, oh my God, come on the same level as Eunji and Taeyeon.
Maybe
come on.
I have always loved Jessica's tone.
The tone is different. That's not range, though.
Interesting. Okay,
That's like saying Rihanna and Mariah are on the same range level. I like Rihanna's tone. I wouldn't say she has range.
Well,
to that extent. That's my analogy. That's my extent of the shade. It's not really shade since I just like made it very blatant how I felt.
Oh my gosh! Wow, I am very interested. I always thought a lot of people thought she had a really good voice and just really, really strong vocals. But I wouldn't say she's known as like the top vocalist or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I'm very curious to hear her referred to as Rihanna of
well,
the Rihanna to
no
her
one's
Mariah
Rihanna, but no one's. I wouldn't do that to Rihanna. But
my goodness gracious. Well,
oh God, I just signed my own death sentence with this episode.
No. I'm hearing a lot of actually exciting, interesting things from Jessica. Just in terms.
I am still very intrigued as to how she will, reestablish herself as a solo artist because she was always kind of. She definitely stood out a lot from the group, and she has such a strong following. So I can definitely see her with. She can either play it safe and do kind of like a cutesy concept, or I can see her doing something kind of like The Boys, where it's like a little bit more like urban electro sound. I can see that.
I think she's got to do something eye-catching though. I feel like she can't just kind of come with something safe.
Right.
I feel like it needs to be really good. So I'm particularly curious to see how that does. And I'm apparently we're hearing May, so. I was hearing summer. I'm hearing May.
So I'm assuming you're claiming her on your team.
If you can give me another one, Tina. I might as well.
You might.
But
you are welcome to.
We'll see. If you guys like this chart game, maybe we'll continue it for next month too. So we'll see. You'll see. But right now it's 2-1. So I gotta get my money ready to give Tina some wine. But yeah, so that's the charts. So let us know what's on, you guys are playing, what you guys are loving. If you liked any of those songs in particular, let us know.
I welcome the hate too. If you disagree with me, I know there are a lot of Jessica fans out there that are probably just pissed off. So
throw down, yeah. And last but not least, or I should say, in our last section of this podcast, once again, a quite sad deep cut section.
Sad, yeah.
Where we have to talk about a member of Beast leaving us.
Yes. And we talked about him in one of our earlier episodes because there was already mention of Hyunseung having some issues surrounding his promotions with his group Beast, who has been around since 2009. Is a very, very, very popular boy band under Cube United, right? Cube Entertainment. Cube Entertainment, I guess. Collectively, they're known as Cube United.
Yeah. And we had been hearing about this for, I believe, this was going back to like, say, episode 2 or something. If this is episode 11, do the math. That's like 2 months ago.
Right.
But he was there were all these reports coming out that he was missing, or he had been missing, I should say, like fan meetings and events. And there was a lot of questions about his attitude. It was called an attitude controversy, which sounds a little ridiculous. But he, looked quite lifeless and unhappy on stage. And we kind of, if I remember correctly, we kind of had the our reaction was sort of, we don't know what's going on with this. Sometimes depending on what someone might be going through in their personal life, it might just be, he might have been giving his all to just be going on stage,
Right.
like if depression and mental health, these are all things that are very real problems.
Right.
But it was becoming very clear to fans that something was up, and
Right.
the group was started filling in for him, filling in for his vocal parts. The outfits weren't even created for him to go on stage. So a lot of fans were wondering what's up. And now
Right.
it finally came out that that he would be leaving the group to pursue strictly solo. And
I remember when we had that discussion at first, I even said, oh, I hope this isn't an indicator that he's going to leave the group, because that would just be so, like, it's hard to fathom when such a strong unit who has been around for so long,
such a consistent group,
right, such a consistent
throughout the
group,
years. My gosh.
and like despite him doing solo activities, it always seemed to still mesh well with group activities, in their schedule, and it just never really seemed like this would be a solution.
Right. And that's the thing too, is that he's done quite a lot. He was in the Troublemaker unit with Hana. He did his own solo. He officially did his own solo stuff last year. It always sounded like if Beast wasn't his ultimate, ideal situation, he was getting a lot of other ideal situations to show himself and
Right.
explore his musical creativity. But yeah, Beast and in the statement that Q put out, they said that there was a lot of differences, not only in personality, but that in where the group was going musically.
Right.
And I thought that was a really interesting statement, because if you remember last year's Beast single, the Yay song, in my opinion, that song,
I try to forget that single, but now that you just brought it up, I
Unfortunately-
do recall.
Unfortunately, I try to forget it too, because I thought that song was so off for
Yeah.
Beast. Like they have always had really good pop or good electronic stuff, or really good, just like, with vocals, and it was very and that
Right.
song, I remember that left a bad taste in my
Yeah.
mouth, that song. I was like, and I was wondering, is this the group trying to refine their identity, or something off, that they had to satisfy someone with this, with this sound or whatever?
Right,
I remember
right.
being like, this is not
Right.
the Beast that I know.
Yeah, it was definitely off the mark for them.
Yeah, and they, I remember 2014. This is when or Good Luck was one of the best songs of that year for sure. And and then so I was wondering if something maybe was off in the Beast world for a moment, and perhaps there was.
that
And
was
it's this is coming right after Minji just left 21.
Yeah.
This
also
era,
a huge departure.
yeah, this era of groups are kind of, and I do think it's worth it to mention that, a lot of, for the longest time, it was sort of like K-pop groups had a 5-year expiration date. And I think with
Right.
the How You Wave and everything, that a lot of these groups got their life extended because it was taking off internationally so much. There are all these other revenue sources that a lot of groups were going past, not to say that they were on borrowed time or anything, but, look at One Direction. One Direction I think only lasted 5 years until
Right.
they needed a big break. It's very indicative of the market and kind of the schedules that they're on. So be 7 years already.
Yeah. Now people are saying there's a 7-year.
Oh no!
Like-
don't say that. Now I'm
'Cause,
nervous.
I mean, 21, they also debuted in 09.
Yeah,
so
right,
this
right.
really,
What's going
it's really
on?
interesting that,
Very interesting.
a core member of a female power group is
Yeah.
departing too. So
Do you
Oh.
what do you expect from we actually got a one reader comment. Shout out to my buddy Chris.
hey, Chris.
Who we both know. He mentioned us on Twitter, and he said thoughts on Hyunseung. But he wrote like FX, who saw one of their members depart last year. I look forward to seeing the group re-energized and more united. Also, hopefully, release something better than Yay.
Yeah.
Which he's on that level
Right.
as us.
I think that's a really good point. The whole re-energizing and reuniting, because, you know, as much as I feel for Hyunseung and, you know, whatever it is that he was going through, you know, feeling like he didn't want to promote the group anymore, the group itself deserves to feel cohesive again.
Sure.
And, you know, I think just everyone should just do what makes them happy. And clearly that's what they're doing. And, you know, they started with 6 members, and I feel like 5 is honestly still a very good number. I don't, and they're all so talented in their own ways and so strong. And I don't think, and they have such passionate fans that I've already seen comments on Twitter saying, you know, I'm not going to be mad at Hyunseung. I wish him well. And I'm just glad that, you know, they lasted for so long, and it's sad to see, but I am excited to see what's going to, you know, what's coming up next for both acts, I guess.
And BTS has always been one of the few groups that like does compose and arrange their own music and write their own music, which is quite rare, I guess, in their era. We're seeing that more and more now, but like them and Big Bang, you know, and you know, a couple others, and you know, of course, there's something
like idol groups tend to not do as much of their own writing, composing,
right?
You know, same with like a lot of pop groups in the States.
Oh yeah, no, totally. But we're now seeing that from BTS, so we were seeing that from BTS. So maybe, you know, it might have become a little more personal, which is kind of almost like a reflection of like how this group does work. Like they are artists, you know, so that's kind of almost kind of respectable. You know, if there is creative differences, it's just like any rock band, you know, the members aren't going to stay together because one person wants one thing, the other person wants the other thing, you know, like, and rock bands are given so much more artistic credit, blah, 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 you know, like things like that. So
Hyunseung's gonna be promoting solos under Cube, though,
that's
right?
the thing. It wasn't totally clear. You know, of course, I'm reading translations, and I think that's still to be. It sounds like yes, it's going to be. But you know, they sort of did say that about Jessica when she left Girls' Generation,
and
then we said that, and that didn't totally work out. So I kind of wonder what's going to happen. I also kind of wonder what's happening with Cube. This is their latest sort of misstep after losing Gina.
Roster,
4-minute
may or may not renew their contract.
So I don't know what's going on with that. See, the new girl group CLC kind of also not
all
doing
of their
so
veteran acts are either leaving or potentially leaving. Major concerns.
Yeah, and if this is kind of like the latest blow to be, I mean, Beast might come back bigger, better than ever. You know, I'm sure this brand will continue well. I have a feeling, but it's not. What's going on? Cube, what's going on?
Right. I don't know, because it is very disheartening to see, just because out of, you know, we always talk about the big three, you know, JYP, SM, NYG, but Cube is.
There's always been 4, 5.
You know,
6.
they're raking in the dollar bills, the revenues as well.
Exactly.
So. Yeah, it's tough, because I really, really appreciate Cube artists, and they're so talented, and you know, I think all their members, I feel like, were almost like originally kind of looked over or brushed aside to some extent.
Definitely the underdogs.
Yeah, they're definitely the underdogs. So it just sucks to see this, but you know, if Hyunseung does continue to promote under Cube, I wonder how like that whole dynamic will be.
Right. I'm very curious about that.
At the office, you know. So
yeah.
But he does seem like he operates better solo.
It might just be that. Yeah. I mean, I loved his solo song, My Girl, I believe it was called. And I really liked that solo track. It was a cool song in my opinion. His
career kind of map or path has been very interesting, because he was originally a member of Big Bang.
Yeah. Oh,
you know, through that documentary, he was there for like 5 minutes, but he was supposed to debut. Well, I guess they kind of debuted with him. And in some older first photos that were released, he was part of the group.
Yeah.
And then you know, obviously that didn't work out. He ended up not being part of Big Bang. Joined Beast, debuted as part of Beast.
Yeah.
You know, that worked well for him for, you know, 6 years or so. Right. And now he's going to be, and amidst that, he was able to exercise his, stretch out his legs solo wise.
Yeah.
And so he got a taste for his solo career. And now he's officially turning solo. So I think his career has been definitely all over the place.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And so he's really built up a strong fan base, which is good for him.
Yeah, I think so too. It's kind of funny actually. You just mentioned the Big Bang thing and how he was originally part of that. And someone on Twitter mentioned me very, very recently. Who wrote this is Call Me Valsky on Twitter, and she wrote, I kind of wish he'd go back to YG and release his solo comeback there. Maybe do some collabs with the Big Bang members. So I'm like, huh.
That would be full circle, wouldn't it?
That would be
funny.
Circle. How weird.
And YG has always been a very edgy company label. So to see him kind of, if he were to go back and have this kind of new look or vibe, would be very interesting. So, but either way, I wish him luck, and that I hope he, we never want, personal negativity or anything like that affect an artist's career or their future and their career. So.
Exactly, because exactly, and I'm hoping the best for Beast too.
Yes.
So hopefully,
I want that comeback.
Yeah, I know. They did say they're planning a new album with the 5 of them. So
I'm excited.
Get ready. So yeah, definitely let us know what you guys think of Hyunseung and everything else we talk about in this latest episode of Case Stop.
Yeah, we covered a lot, and we really want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah,
so
great
please
episode.
Hit us up, #CaseStop on Twitter.
Yes, hit us up on Twitter. Leave comments on iTunes. Leave us a rating. Leave us a comment on Fuse.tv. Fuse.tv/CaseStop. It's all there for you. We'll make it really easy. And you might hear yourself on a future episode.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening.
Yes, as always, this has been Jeff.
And this is Tina.
All right, guys. See you next week.
Right, bye, y'all.
Bye-bye.